Hello children, let us start with the second part of Kinship Caste and Class, our third chapter. In this chapter, we'll be dealing with kinship and marriage. We'll be finding out about families, rules of marriage we'll be discussing, the idea of patrilineal, the gotra of women, and many more things will be there in this part. So let us start. The rules of marriage. Dharam Sutras have recognized 8 forms of marriage. What is the definition of a Dharma Sutra? It is a Brahminical collection of rules of life, often in the form of a metrical law book. Out of these 4 forms of marriage were considered as good. The remaining marriages were condemned because they do not follow Brahminic norms. Women could not get any share in her parental property. Exogamy, marrying outside, was considered desirable. Kanyadan, or the gift of a daughter in marriage, was an important religious duty of the father. Types of marriages: endogamy, exogamy, polygamy, and polyandry. In this, endogamy refers to the marriage inside one's own group. Here group stands for kin. Exogamy refers to the marriage outside one's own group or kin. Polygamy refers to the marriage in which a man has several wives. Polyandry refers to the practice in which a woman could have more than one husband. Dharma Sutra and Dharma Shastra. What were the Dharma Sutra and Dharma Shastras? Brahmins laid down codes of social behavior in great detail. These are codes of social behavior meant to be followed by Brahmins in particular and society in general. They are written in Sanskrit language. With the emergence of town, people from near and far met to buy and sell their produce and share their ideas in the urban milieu or urban population. This might have led to the questioning of earlier beliefs and practices. It was to meet this challenge that Dharma Sutras and Dharma Shastras were compiled. According to Dharma Shastras, 2 ideal occupations of Brahmins were: firstly, to study and teach the Vedas, and secondly, to perform sacrifices and get sacrifices performed, as well as give and receive gifts. This was for the Brahmins. Now for the Kshatriyas. According to Dharma Shastras, 2 ideal occupations of Kshatriyas were expected to engage in warfare, protect people, and administer justice. The Kshatriyas were expected to study the Vedas, get sacrifices performed, and give gifts. Features of Gotra. Gotra refers to the name given to a particular group of people on the name of a Vedic seer as their forefathers, so as to establish kinship between them. Children, in the Vedas, the word denotes an inspired poet of Vedic hymns. Here we are talking about the word Vedic seer. Post-Vedic tradition regards the rishis as sages or saints, constituting a peculiar class of divine human beings in the early mythical system as distinct from the Asurs, Dev, and mortal men. In simple words, this one is a person, that is, Vedic seer is a person who sees, a person who prophesies future events, a prophet you can call. He predicts higher profits, a person endowed with profound moral and spiritual insight or knowledge, a wise person or sage. That one is called as a Vedic seer. The system of Gotra had significance to the women. Women were expected to take up the gotra of her husband upon marriage and gave up their father's gotra. Members of same gotra could not marry. Members of same gotra children could not marry. When we examine the names of the women married to the Satvahan rulers, we will find that many of them had names derived from their father's gotra, such as Gautam and Vashishta. They retained these names instead of adopting names derived from their husband's gotra as instructed by the Brahminical rules. Some of the women married to Satvahan rulers belonged to the same gotra. As is obvious, this ran counter to the ideal of exogamy recommended in the Brahminical texts. Exogamy. Exogamy is a system of marriage in which no one is allowed to marry within his own group, that is gotra or clan. He is required to marry out of his blood relations. This system of marriage was adopted to save purity of blood and to stop sexual relations between close relatives. In fact, it exemplified an alternative practice, that of endogamy or marriage within the kin group, which was prevalent among several communities in South India. Such marriages amongst kinfolk ensured a close-knit community. Inscriptional evidence regarding the inheritance of gotra among the Satvahans. Satvahan rulers were identified through metronymics, which suggests that mothers were given importance. The meaning of metronymics is that most importance is given to mother in any clan or dynasty. Name of that clan is derived from the name of mother. This social custom is clearly seen in the society of Satvahans. Even kings used to associate name of the mothers with their names. Gautami Putra Shatkarni and Vashishti Putra are evidences of this practice. Although more importance was given to females in the society here, but still Satvahan dynasty was patrilineal, as the successor to the throne was generally a male member. Caste. Caste refers to a set of hierarchically ordered social categories laid down in Dharma Sutra and Dharma Shastra. Brahmins claimed that they were placed themselves on the top and Shudras at the bottom. The Brahmins claimed that this order was divinely ordained. The ideal occupations as laid down in Dharma Sutra and Dharma Shastra. The Dharma Sutra and Dharma Shastra describe the rules about the ideal occupations of the four categories of Varna. Brahmins were supposed to study and teach the Vedas, perform sacrifices and get sacrifices performed, give and receive, take and receive gifts. Kshatriyas were to engage in warfare, protect people and administer justice, study the Ved, get sacrifices performed and make gifts. The Vaishyas were expected to give gifts, get sacrifices performed and study Vedas in addition to engaging agriculture, pastoralism and trade. Lastly, the Shudras were assigned the job of serving the three higher Varnas, that is, serving Brahmins, Kshatriyas and Vaishya. Strategies developed by the Brahmins to enforce the Varna system. The Brahmins developed three strategies to enforce the Varna system. Firstly, Brahmins asserted that the Varna order was of divine origin, that is, God has told this, God has made this. Secondly, Brahmins advised the king to ensure that the Varna system was followed within their kingdoms. Thirdly, Brahmins attempted to persuade the people that their status was determined by birth.